welcome back to another Just 5 Mins. Okay, this time around, it's we don't even have to say AI anymore, do we? This one is UX Pilot. So, what is it? Well, if you're a designer, whether that be, designing UIs for web pages or mobile devices or wireframes even, anything like that, like storyboarding, whatever the case may be. This is, if you've never heard of it, or if you have heard of it, even better, Figma. Figma's like the, crown jewel of sort of designing what they call like high fidelity, pixel perfect sort of screens for mobiles or desktops or laptop. Anyway, it doesn't matter, that type of stuff. So Figma's been around for ages, and interestingly, there are obviously, if you've heard of MCP, Model Context Protocol, I'm not going to go into it in this episode, but already done a few episodes on that, and there's loads of info out there about Model Context Protocol, essentially where you can hook up your large language models like ChatGPT, Gemini, whatever it might be, into other applications. Okay, but essentially UX Pilot does actually integrate with Figma as well. Okay, but at its base sort of value proposition, if you like, is the fact that using AI to essentially prompt to generate designs that you want, whether that's again wireframes, or if you want, hi-fi as they call it, where you want to design full, applications, basically like HTML, CSS, all that type stuff. Okay, but the interesting thing is, it's sort of Figma with that AI component, because it gives you really, as they said, pixel perfect sort of designs. But the key thing is, it's not just, here's a mock-up or here's an image or a picture. These actually generate actual code. So it will generate the HTML, the CSS, all of that. And it's mightily good, I have to say. So you can, there is essentially a Figma plugin, so you can use it in Figma, and you think, well, why bother with that? Well, you can actually then interact with that generated code. So you can in its own right, but if you're more familiar in Figma, or you've got other assets in Figma as well, you can then use this as part of your kit, if you want to call it that. But the point being is, even though it generates it using AI, you can take over and then say, well, actually, I just want to make this tweak, but I don't want to risk, another AI prompt that might go and change it, or things like that. And it's got some really good intelligence. In fact, it's one of those things where you think, yeah, this is how AI can really, really help. And the great thing is, you've got, especially because it's mostly visual, it's going to create very, very clean HTML, very clean CSS that you can understand. And I think this is where it is, generating full applications. Yeah, for a bit of fun, for, small little applications and things is great. And as we mentioned before, I'm sure with context engineering, dare I use that phrase again? Oh, goodness me. You can get quite far down the road of a proper application, but you still need that. You still need to be the owner and control that code. And you still do with these designs, these UI designs. But let's face it, if you're not an actual, proper designer, and you just need to build, stuff that you can at least describe, you can get really good UI designs, without actually doing all of that sort of like upfront work. Now, Figma, to be honest, also on its own, without any AI, lets you build really good fluid interfaces, which again will generate the HTML and CSS, etc. But obviously, UX Pilot will, it goes one better on that one, I suppose, by letting AI help you build your design. And when I say design, it's not just like one page. It can build the whole suite, whatever you're looking at. So that's what I've got for this time around. I am trying to keep to 5 minutes. So it's pretty interesting. I'll put the link below so you can have a little look as well. Even if you're not a designer of any sort, it's just curious to see how AI can actually really help. You know, in this case, as I say, I think it's a very good idea where it's actually doing a lot of the laborious sort of work to get your designs looking, really reasonable, I think. Anyway, that's what I've got. So hope you have a good day, good week, wherever you are, and we will catch you on the next one.